Hi guys, how's everybody doing out there? M.V.K here, back again to, as promised, to give my thoughts on the trailer for the Gotham TV series that's coming to Fox. I'm gonna go all in on this in a sense, um, as well as give my thoughts, of course, on the trailer, but also give my fears as well. And I know I'm a little late with this. Like I said, apologize for the lateness, but just here to talk about it in a sense. So, the trailer had a very, you could tell, it has a very cop drama feel to it. Um, it's definitely exactly what I guess they're trying to go for. Seeing Gotham through the eyes of a young James Gordon, Jim Gordon, and who's played by Benjamin McKenzie, and Harvey Bullock, who's played by Donald Logue, who has been getting around now, especially with the cop dramas now, because his character, well, the actor who's playing Harvey, has been on Law and Order SVU for a while, and he's really good on that. And he started out really mostly as a comedic actor, but now like he's really getting into these very serious roles, and I'm very happy for him. It's like he's really playing up to his strengths. Um, but throughout the trailer, we see like different aspects of Gotham is pretty much, this is a prequel before you know our famous Dark Knight came into the picture, and it seems like Gotham is struggling as always. It's as they said in the trailer, the infamous city, and you got the mayor talking about we can't lose the city to these thugs, and Jim is talking to someone else about it, and he's talking about Gotham's on the edge of a knife and things like that, and it was interesting to see. You're seeing the dynamics of the struggle for the law enforcement of Gotham. That's basically what I see in the 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 uprising of the Gotham Underground in terms of the criminal empire. We get to see Jada Pinkett Smith's character. It's always good to see Jada, um, and she seems to be she's going to be a major antagonist in this series. And you see her character talking about, it's time for me to take over, and that's interesting. It'd be really cool to see where they would go with this character. But of course, it's still a struggle. We see a struggle with Jim Gordon. We're seeing him and Bullock talking, and they're going on about you know taking out the bads instead of just locking them up, just taking them out in a sense, Punisher style in a sense. And Bullock and Jim is saying, I've killed somebody, but that was war and things like that. And once again, it's almost through the eyes of Jim and the struggle. But like I said, it still comes off playing as a strong police cop drama, which I'll be all up for because I love my cop dramas. But we also see the infamous death of Thomas and Martha Wayne in this, and we do get to see a younger Bruce Wayne, and Bullock. I mean, excuse me, Jim is talking to him about it and saying things like, I promise I will find the man that did this. And then we see all the other dynamics of what Bruce is going through in a sense. But then we start to see a lot of other aspects and other individuals that seem they're going to be play a factor into this show, and that was pretty interesting. Jim seems to is it seems like this show is really going to connect Jim and younger Bruce a little bit. Like it seems like Jim will be going to Wayne Manor a lot, like just to check on him, because we see Bruce talk about I'm learning to overcome fear and things like that, and Jim is giving some sort of advice about fear and things like that. And then the tagline that really gets me is because it's kind of interesting, and it's just kind of weird because it plays this very epic score music where brrr, like a sirens, uh, raising, and then it goes in to say before Catwoman, which we see a young, I guess, Selena Kyle, before Penguin, before Riddler, before Poison Ivy, before Batman, there was Gotham. And me and my brother, we looked at that and we're like, wait a minute, what isn't wasn't Gotham already there? It is that catchphrase needs a little work because that doesn't really make sense in my opinion. It's like Gotham was always there before them, so why should it be called? Why should you use that? Um, Maybe if they flipped it a little bit, but um, it's interesting to see they're going. They're basically saying that Selena is as young as Bruce and Poison Ivy is young and things like that. But other than that, the trail looks, like I said, it looks very much cop-esque drama, and that's all good and dandy. Especially if this is going to be on Fox, and I'm fine with it. I'll give it a shot. I'm not really too impressed at what I saw. It was just kind of okay. Oh, here we go. It's just the first look. You gotta wait and see where it goes from there. But other than that, that was it. Now, having said that, here are my fears for this show. Okay. First and foremost, the fact is, the major one, it's on Fox. Let that sink in for a bit. It's on Fox. And if you if you don't have a father named Homer, or a talking dog named Brian, or a character by the name of Bauer, you're not really, Fox doesn't really take too many chances. They have ordered the show, but still, I still have a fear of it because new shows don't seem to last very long on Fox. Just recently, they canceled a show that I was loving that was a cop drama but set in the future. Almost Human. The Carl Urban show. It was good. I was enjoying that show, and it was going in a direction I was liking. The the character dynamics were there. It left on like openings, like okay, they're gonna focus more on this, and gets canceled. And that's a big fear. It's like, yeah, how long will this show last before, if it starts dropping in, you know, ratings and things like that. I'm so glad that Fox has given Sleepy Hollow a second season. I can't wait for that second season. But that's one of the biggest fears for the show, as it's like, okay, it's on Fox. So you got to keep that in mind right there. Another biggest fear is the uber Batman narcs are gonna be coming out and be like, "Hey man, all right, enough of this. Let's see him as Batman. I don't want to see a show about Jim Gordon. I want to see Batman. And that's another big fear for me. It's like, you know, that's another big fear. Like they want to just see Batman and not see the dynamics of Gotham before Batman. You know, and sometimes that can cloud people's judgment on that. That's just something I feel. Um, the third fear is people start comparing this to Smallville, which I'm hoping is not the case, because in Smallville you had Clark and him using his powers and things like that. He wasn't calling himself Superman, but he was there. Now in Gotham, yes, there are similarities because they're using the cities that these two iconic characters grew up in, but it's kind of different. You can see a little bit of a different tone. Um, so that's another big fear. The other fear I would say is, well, it's not really a fear, but it's kind of just a thought. It's like, okay, where does this series take place, in what universe, in a sense? Is it in the same universe as Arrow and everything like that, or is just totally different? And I would assume it's totally different. But those are some of the biggest fears that I have for this show. Is those the major dynamic is, yes, it's on Fox, and Fox has a reputation, and it's not a good reputation, of canceling shows when they don't even really have their footing yet, or when they start to get a following and footing, they want to cancel it. You know, a prime example of that is, Fringe, good show. That barely was going to get canceled, but it was the people, the fans, that kept it alive. Because I say about the third season, Fox was ready to cancel the show, and I wish the fans of Almost Human did that. You know, but like I said, if you're not a, you don't have, if the show doesn't have a father named Homer or a talking dog named Brian, this may not get over on Fox. Um, I'm just being honest. But as of right now, I'm looking at it just as it's there. Let's see where it goes. It looks like it could be a very good, you know, crime-esque drama. Um, I'll see where the characters go. I will watch the first episode. I always give these shows something that interests me. I give at least a show 3 episodes, and if I come back for the fourth, that means I'm kind of invested into it. Sometimes that's not all the time, but other than that, Gotham, to me, not really sold on it yet, and I'm just giving my opinion on it, my thoughts, and other than that, you guys tell me what you thought about the trailer and the dynamic of it, and even that slogan, because that just right there, I'm scratching my head at that. That I was like, okay, that doesn't make sense because Gotham has always been there before all of them. Um, but other than that, I will leave the link in the description if you somehow missed the trailer.